Hi and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto podcast. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, I've got some really big and concerning news to bring to you that, doesn't paint a very nice picture for the landscape or the future landscape of cryptocurrency. It looks a little bit gloomy with some of the stuff that I've got to cover off for you today. If you enjoy this sort of content and you want to support the channel, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. This will save you time because I will go through the news. Lots of it is just pure nonsense, but other stuff is really important and you really should know about it. So, we're going to highlight those for you here. Don't forget to jump in our Discord. Link is in the description of this video. It's absolutely free to join. There's no reason not to. There's over 4,600 people in there talking about crypto 24/7, supporting one another, navigate the space safely. It's definitely a place to be in a recession, bear market scenario for certain. Okay, so go check that out. Right. Let's get down to the desktop. So the first thing that I want to cover off here is the fact that China secretly holds $6 billion worth of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other crypto assets, triggering a serious price crash warning. Now, I've talked, I don't know how many times, about the potential for lower lows and black swan events, and this is another example of a potential black swan event that we could see in crypto. And as I have said a few times now, back in 2018, influencers like they have been were saying the bottom was in, and it wasn't. It come much later. So, we could be going through the same scenario as 2018. So just be aware of that. Be cautious in the market. Only invest what you're willing to lose. It's a very, very volatile market, alongside other financial instruments also being very volatile because of the recession, the landscape, the war, the property crisis, the supply chain issues, and everything else that we've got going on, interest rates. Look, there's just so much. The cost of living is just ridiculous right now. So, just be really cautious in the space. I'm not a financial advisor. Treat everything I say with a pinch of salt, and treat it as educational purposes only. Moving on, and we've got EU delaying the vote on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪 crypto legislation until February. Now, look, I mentioned this a little bit earlier today in our Discord, and I believe on Twitch as well, around the fact that, if anything comes out of like the G20 or, the UK government, it's not going to be happening instantaneously. There's going to be a length of time before things can happen. And it's for this very reason, right? These dinosaur type people that are in power really don't understand the technology just yet. And they can get in people that, they can have as, advisors or experts, but many of those are talking out of their arse also. So look, technical issues with the lengthy text could delay the start of the licensing regime set out in the markets in crypto asset regulation. So basically, in a nutshell, what this article is telling us that it's lengthy and it's complicated and they don't understand it. It's pretty much the gist of it. And it's going to take them an extra couple of months to get their heads around it. They're probably all there like scratching their heads like, what is a ledger? What do they mean it's immutable? Like, what's this terminology mean? It must be so confusing. Maybe just get some people in there that have got an idea of technology and stuff like that. Look, maybe me just having a bit of a rant here, but it's not that complicated, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, I think there's going to be a number of iterations to whatever they put out anyway, because they're going to get it wrong several times before they land on something that, is reasonably going to be working. You know what I mean? It's going to take a while. Moving on, we've got proposed UK rules will make advertising crypto a lot harder. industry warns. Like, what is going on in the world right now when it comes to, the UK? In one breath, they're saying they want to be the hub for crypto. It reminds me a little bit of Portugal a year ago. We want to be where everybody, can come and, no tax for crypto. And then, a few months later, it's 30% tax for crypto. It's like they lure you in, and then they realize that actually they it's not sustainable. They can't do it. And I think here, we've got, I don't know, you've got different people trying to battle against each other in different ways within, government, the regulators and all that sort of stuff. I just think, like, get on the same page at least. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below, but it feels like they're not all singing off the same hymn sheet when I look at a lot of this, right? So industry members are sounding the alarm on a proposed measure to require crypto service providers to comply with local advertising rules, which could add an additional layer of authorization to an already complex process. So look, it's not great, is it? Let's be honest. And Nick and myself know this from experience, right? We haven't been able to do ads because of the business sector that we're in. It's a real shame. Even talking about crypto, you can't advertise that you talk about crypto. It is beyond me. Moving on, and this is going to be the final piece, and probably the most alarming of them all, in my opinion. Crypto gloom deepens on JP Morgan's team venture capital warnings. So, basically the huge company JP Morgan highlights VC funds reluctant to invest in crypto sector. Trend may boost the odds of a prolonged crypto market slump. So, Nick and myself are sat here and we're saying, look, we don't think the bottom's in. You've got the numbers indicating it in different, sectors, not just looking at indicators. 7 indicators, 8 indicators say that we're the bottom's in. Actually, look outside of that, right? You got a data set that hasn't experienced a recession. You're measuring it against uncharted waters, and you're expecting the same shit to happen over and over again. Like, get with the program. It's more than just technical analysis that we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at the fundamentals. We need to be looking at, the financial markets. We need to be looking at the history of other financial instruments. How long did it take for the adoption? All of that stuff is really, really important. And I think that, there's an awful lot of influencers that don't look at other, scenarios. They're just, all focused on the same, tiny, minute data set, which is crypto at the moment. And they're not taking into consideration we're in a recession that isn't even, as bad as it could potentially be. You've got all these potential black swan events and other additional, events happening around the world that, can compound the really bad scenario we're already in. So look, I think that, there's some big companies putting out alarming warnings, and sometimes, you need to not believe them and you need to question it. And I'd still say question it. But like, I know that, we're sat on a lot of capital and we're not investing in it. We're not investing in like crypto as much as we would normally. Why? Why is this? Well, this is because we think the bottom isn't in yet. The whales, clearly through the wallet, analysis that Nick's been doing, indicates the bottom's not in. Unless they're making huge mistakes, which means that all the big players are making big mistakes. Nick and myself are making big mistakes. And these influencers that have never experienced, a recession in their life have, barely the ability to lace their own shoelaces. They're right. And the big money's wrong. Like, come on, like, you let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments below. But yeah, I don't know how much obvious it can be made to the masses that we've got lower lows to come. I think there's going to be problems with property. I think there's going to be problems, continued problems in the stock market. I think, the metal market could even be affected. I think there's just so much more issues that we're likely to see. Banks are also making it very difficult for people to purchase, crypto. They're, making it very, very difficult for you to take your money out of banks. And why are they doing all of this? They need the liquidity. They don't want you taking your money out of the system. With that money leaving the system, they can't utilize it for loans and other, purposes that make them money. So just think about all these, small little things that are happening. They start to add up. But yeah, like I say, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I wish I could be the bearer of great news. We're on the up now, but unfortunately I can't. I'm always going to be, a realist with you and let you know how I see the market. And Nick's going to do the same. It might not always be what you want to hear, but sometimes you need to hear it. Question everything that we say, question everything that everyone else says, and make your own, judgment and own investment decisions. We're not financial advisors, but, we're always going to tell you how we see the market. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, select in all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.